2 weeks since an LAPD officer was caught on camera punching a man in Boyle Heights, activists say they are no longer willing to wait for justice. They're calling on District Attorney Jackie Lacey to file felony charges against the officer in question.
Because he's an officer who's pretending to be a cop. Frank Hernandez is nothing but a thug, a gangster, a criminal who has a history of beating unarmed suspects.
I-Team has new information about that violent arrest. Sources are telling the I-Team the officer seen punching that man in the head may have seen a weapon on the man's body. Investigative reporter Eric Leonard joins us now with more. Eric.
Well, Carolyn, the cell phone video that recorded the arrest also shows what several law enforcement sources with first-hand knowledge of this investigation tell us is a small object dropping to the ground during the struggle between the man and the officer. That object is now part of the investigation into what happened, and it could speak volumes about whether or not the officer went too far.
This video has triggered controversy and tough questions. An LAPD officer punching a suspect repeatedly on a street in Boyle Heights. A frame-by-frame look at the video, which was recorded by an eyewitness, shows a small dark object drop to the sidewalk shortly after LAPD officer Frank Hernandez begins to hit the man. The object lands close to the officer's body-worn video camera, which sources tell the I-Team had already been knocked to the ground by the man before the cell phone video begins. The object was described by the sources as a screw with a handle. It was booked into evidence. Where it fell from and whether or not the officers saw it may be big factors in how the officers' actions are judged by the department. This all happened April 27th when police were sent to a church on Houston Street near Boyle Avenue on a trespassing call. People at the church said the man had been camping illegally on the property and they wanted him removed. LAPD Chief Michael Moore told the police commission last week he pulled the officer involved from patrol.
I recognize the public's concern and how disturbed or troubling they may be to them.
Last Friday, a small group of protesters demonstrated outside the LAPD's Hollenbeck station, chanting and carrying signs demanding the officer involved be fired.
Now, the man in the video was handcuffed but never booked into jail, so his identity hasn't been made public by the police. We're trying to find him to get his account of what happened. Now, the two officers that were involved with this were both wearing body-worn video cameras. Though those cameras captured a lot of dialogue and a different perspective on what happened, the LAPD, we're hearing, may release that video as soon as tomorrow for the public to see. Reporting live, I'm investigative reporter Eric Leonard, NBC4 News.